Alright, now you should be able to hear me. You might hear me loudly, but you should be able to hear me. What's going on, Lord? Oh yeah, I was trying to do the Discord announcement. I still have to do that. Where's my channel? Here we go. Yuri stream live. And then we ping the peoples and bada booey, bada booey. I gave like a whole speech while my audio wasn't working about how people could skip to the timestamp if they're watching the VOD and yada yada, and I'm not gonna give it again because it's too much hassles. But okay, I think we're operational. I think we're fully operational now. Shit. How's your weekend going, Lord? I freaking had a barbecue yesterday with a lot of my old friends from like elementary school and middle school. And now today I've just been chilling. Thank you for purchasing Heart of the Woods. Please configure. Okay, so we gotta play with some settings. Test screen shake. Test audio cues. Yeah, just whatever. Enable it. Image descriptions? Yeah, that's fine. We'll enable that. We'll make it as accessible as possible. What's going on, Jacob? Jacob, did you get my ping in the Discord? Where I'm asking you if you're down for the tournament next weekend of the multiverses. I don't think you reacted. But yeah, multiverses tournament next weekend if you're down. I'm doing well. I had a barbecue yesterday. Oh wow, glad you had fun and my weekend was good. Ooh, nice. What did you do this weekend, Lord? What have you been up to for fun? The one thing that's not fun is, like, I've been starving all day, and, like, every time I make something to eat, I stay hungry. So I need, like, a bigger meal. And I keep thinking about this one thing that I want to, like, buy, but it's too expensive. It's, like, $20 for, like, a small plate of pasta with chicken. And I'm like, no, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. Oh, wow. Glad you have... Okay, I read that. I'm not down. You already signed up, XYZ. You can't take it back. You better be practicing. I did just now. Sorry for not responding faster. Oh, okay, cool. Sure, we can do it. Nice. Alright. That means I think you're number 8. So I think we have 8 people now and maybe, like, one backup person. So I'm gonna announce to everyone who is participating that it'll be next weekend. I think we should do Saturday. That way, if it's late at night, people have Sunday anyway where they don't have to go to work and it'll be fine. Bro, where are you going to get that? A restaurant? Yeah, I was gonna order it from a pizzeria, but it's like the smallest plate of food imaginable for such a high price. And it tastes delicious and the presentation is beautiful, but it's like $5 overpriced, bro. Like, if it should be $10 as for as small of a plate of food it is. I haven't been playing that game for a while. I just use feeling. You use your ultra instinct. I went hiking with a friend and I pulled for Yoimiya. I lost the 50-50 and got ka-ching. Oof. Well, look forward to seeing my rolls tomorrow, Lord. So tomorrow, it's gonna be... I have 180 event banner rolls, and I have, I think, 50-ish standard rolls. But what I'm gonna do is, on Europe, I'm gonna roll for Yoimiya, and maybe her weapon. I might do both. And then on Asia, I'm probably gonna pull for her weapon. And then on Americas, what I'm gonna do is, for every new subscriber I get, I'll roll for C1 Yoimiya. And if I don't get any new subscribers, I'll just save my rolls on Americas and not do those rolls. But even if I don't do the Americas rolls, you guys are still gonna get 160 rolls, more or less. So... But for every new subscriber tomorrow, I'll roll for C1 Yoimiya on Americas for up to 60 rolls there, pretty much. And I'll announce all of that again tomorrow, but yeah. I swiped, Nico, I swiped. Dang. I'll lurk and go watch a movie with my friend. Alright, thanks for the lurk. Enjoy the movie, Jacob. You swiped, bro. That's how this place was pitched to us, out in the middle of a forest with an unpronounceable name in a village that time forgot. So was that your first ka-ching, or was that a constellation? You always scamming, saying 200 rolls, but it's really only 10? Listen, I have to do it this way, that way I get new subs. This gives you guys motivation to, like, promote the stream. Go tell all your friends, go promote the stream everywhere, tell people to come watch, come join, come subscribe, that way we get extra activity. Yeah, there you go. Listen, it's like I have a double motive here. One, it's because I want new subscribers, obviously, but also because if people don't subscribe, that helps me save America rolls for the Sumeru Archon, the Dendro Lolly. So, you know what I mean? It's like if people subscribe, I win. If they don't subscribe, I still win. It's kind of like puts me in a good position. You got a constellation? Was that your first ka-ching constellation? How many do you have for her? I don't have any for her, but I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna get a standard banner character, that's the character I would want to get, right? Like, I would want to get constellations for her, and, you know, not so much the other 4. But at the same time, you know, you really want the event character, bro. Because, like, I used to use ka-ching, but I haven't been using her anymore. In the email, it sounded like every other Ghost Hunter's Paradise that we get messaged about. Isolated and antiquated, with a tourism board encouraging hokey effects and gaudy billboards. Have you been playing Tower of Fantasy, by the way, Lord? I know everybody's playing... Wait, I think you said you weren't playing it because it's not PS4, right? I think you were in my boat. Shit. That's good, I guess. I watched a friend play it. It looks fun, but I don't like playing PC, so I feel bad because, like, I want to experience it, but, you know, MiHoYo did us dirty this time, so it is what it is. You just scamming? Bro, I'm not scamming. I'm strategizing. C1 for now? I don't remember what her C1 is like. I know Yoimiya's C1 sucks because it's like her elemental burst, her ults, which I don't care for her ults. Her C2 is really good, because if you hit a crit, it gives 25% extra fire damage for like 10 seconds or something. That's like pretty dope. And then her C3 is good, because it ups her elemental fire arrows. So basically C2 and C3 Yoimiya is good. Maybe C4, I don't remember what that was. But C1 is kind of whack. You can customize your own MC. Why they doing us dirty? Dang, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. It's like 50-50 because Honkai Impact wasn't on PS4 either. But like, since they put Genshin on PS4, you figure like maybe they'll put whatever else they do on PS4. But nah. I guess like maybe they experimented with Genshin. And they were like, let's see if a lot of people downloaded on PS4. And maybe it didn't have as big of a PS4 user base as they had hoped. So maybe they're like, okay, we're not going to do it with Tower of Fantasy. I'm not sure, but I'm not thrilled. Because I want more... I don't want to play gacha games on mobile or PC. Like, I'm willing to try more of them if they're on the big screen and I could just chill, you know? One of my friends was like, you could HDMI your PC into your TV and then play big screen, but then I have to download the fucking game to PC and like waste my PC storage space, so it's like, hell no, bro, I'm not doing this. I hope Zenless Zero releases on console. That's the title that people were telling me about months ago, So then when this game came out, Tower Fantasy, I'm like, what the heck? I didn't even hear anything about this, and now this is a thing? But Zenless Zero was the one people were telling me about in, like, maybe January or something. Nah, it was after January. It was probably, like, March. The vast majority of those emails go unanswered. If Tara weren't so capricious, this one probably would have too, but no. Something about journeying on the middle of nowhere for a month struck her fancy, and like always, I let myself get dragged into it, so here I am for the last time. On board a lonely train to the village of Eisenfeld, Tara and Maddie sit in uncomfortable silence. Maddie has blonde hair and red glasses, and wears a green jacket. Tara has layered red hair and a black hoodie, with a t-shirt of the moon. This is like if Eggrom's waifu NTR'd him with my waifu. Like a blonde, I like blondes, and then redhead, Eggrom likes redheads. It's like if our waifus both cheated on us with each other. Shit. I should send this to him. I should like screenshot this or something, bro. Zenless Zero is made by MiHoYo, and they popped off with the waifus. Dude. In the Discord, send me some examples of these hot, charming, lust-worthy Zenless Zero waifus. It's like they have more freedom because a lot of the waifus have some big personalities. Well, yeah, send me some examples. I want to see what I'm gonna commit to in the future. Tara is sleeping while Maddie is looking out the window. Where is Tara? The train beats out a slow, monotonous rhythm beneath us. It's an older machine, the sort that looks like it's supposed to take us to a wizarding school or that should be in a museum. When I bought the tickets, I thought we'd be getting on something a bit more modern. Oops. I shifted my seat, the tater cushion and wooden boards doing little to soothe the pain in my back. How old is she, bro? She looks like she's freaking early 20s or freaking, like, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with early 20s, but I don't know. I feel like she shouldn't be having pain in her back. Pain in your back is for like mid-20s and then, you know, older. But like mid-20s maybe. I mean, one of my friends came to my stream the other day and she said, you know, she had back pain as early as 21, so what do I know? But still, we've been on this train for 12 hours. That's not bad though. I could do a train for 12 hours. I just can't do like an airplane for 12 hours because like, I don't know, for some reason on airplanes, I feel more reluctant to get up to go to the bathroom. Like on a train, I could get up to go to the bathroom and like not give a damn. But I feel like if I get up on an airplane, then I'm gonna be like bothering all the people next to me or something like that, you know? I don't know, it's weird. Like I almost feel rude trying to go to the bathroom on the airplane. And I can feel every one of them in my bones. XYZ has back pain. XYZ, aren't you like 12? I don't think you could have back pain. Pretty sure your spine is supposed to be malleable. Tara's been out for the past 6. Upright but fast asleep. If the bumpy ride bothers her, she doesn't show it. Dude, you know what? So far Tara looks hotter than the other one. I might simp the redhead instead of the blonde. The paperback she was reading dangles low in her hand, in danger of losing her spot in the book. I scuff my feet across the floor, kicking at nothing. As tired as I am, I'm afraid for our journey to end, for Tara to wake up, to have to talk to her. I'm almost offended that she can sleep. She should be as preoccupied as I am, fighting off intrusive thoughts and wondering what to say. You wouldn't know from looking at her that we've barely spoken for 3 days. That's how long ago I told her that this would be our last trip for the show together, and that I was quitting once we got back home. Bro, 12? I already told you I'm level 6? Dang, bro. So you're in 6th grade? That means you're like 12, bro. I was right. Everything since then, packing, booking our tickets, finding someone to take care of the cat while we're gone, happened in a blur. We've been cordial, but that's it. My heart hurts, but it tells me I made the right decision. Yawning, I lean back against my seat and pretend it's comfortable. The cushions are unnoticeable, nearly as firm as the wooden floor beneath us. A heater in the corner hems and haws like an old man, but it's not nearly powerful enough to fight off the chill. I desperately wish that I could sleep too, but one of us needs to be awake when we get to the station, and that should be any minute now. Plus, I've never been able to fall asleep on planes or trains anyway. My eyes are sore and I rub one of them as I press my cheek to the cold window. Outside, it may as well be another world compared to the city we left behind. If not for the moonlight, I wouldn't be able to see anything, but the soft white glow makes the snow and nearby forest glisten like it's under some sorcerer's spell. What? People in 6th grade are like 14? Dude, freshmen in high school are 14. I'm in 4th? Dang, you're 10, bro? Dang. That means next year, when you're in 5th grade, you might be in my class. Congratulations, XYZ. You might have Mr. GU as your teacher. A winter wonderland. The trees are all bare, save for the blanket of snow that covers them. Their empty branches look like something out of a kid's Halloween movie, shaking in the wind as if possessed. They seem to stretch on forever, farther than I can even see. It's more like an ocean than a forest. Morgan certainly wasn't exaggerating when she said this place was remote. Intermittent lights flicker amongst the trees in the distant darkness, which I assume come from either winter campers or hermits. I'd call them crazy, but I'm about to be in the exact same position. Something catches my eye, way out in the woods. One of the trees, barely visible, seems to shake in a different way than the rest, as if blown by a different breeze. A thin layer of frost is beginning to form on the outside of the window as I push my face against it, turning to try and find whatever it was I saw. What do you guys think she saw? You think there's like a fucking monster out there, or some sort of magic, like a magical wind, or what? You live in Japan? Yeah, I live in Japan. I would teach English in Japan. That's what I'm doing right now. I was thinking about quitting my Yuri stuff and becoming a J-vlogger, but I figure, you know, Chris abroad has dominated the market, so there's no way for me to compete. It's gone though. It was almost certainly never even there to begin with. Either my eyes are playing tricks on me or the moonlight was. I sigh and sit back again, allowing my eyes to barely close. I won't fall asleep. I'm jostled back into alertness as the train lurches harder than before. There's a shrill whistling sound, and then the shudders of the train grow stronger as we begin to slow down. The driver hit the brakes. We're almost there. Across from me, Tara is undisturbed. Somehow, she still hasn't dropped her book. Apparently, she's less clumsy when she's asleep. Through the frosted window, I can see the lights of what must be Eisenfeld. As we approach the station, they're few and far between like scattered stars. I don't know if it's just me, but this setting, Eisenfeld, sounds like the setting of the last Yuri visual novel I played. Even though I don't remember the exact name of that like town or city, I feel like it's the same name. The buildings appear to be placed sporadically, nestled on and around a hill. As we round a bend, the village goes out of sight once more. I can't really put this off any longer. I lean over and shake Tara's shoulder.
Hey, wake up. We're almost there.
Oh, they have voice acting? Do I not have to read? Can you guys hear their voice acting and everything? Is the Elgato volume coming through? Without opening her eyes, Tara mumbles a response.
How close is almost?
Seriously?
I don't know. Couple minutes.
Okay, I'm getting up.
She isn't getting
I mean
up.
it. If you sleep through the stop, we're just going to...
I'm up, Mads.
You hear it? Okay, good. I sent 2 waifus from Zetnos Zero in waifu chat. Heck yeah. Let me look at them right now. That way I could give you immediate feedback and you don't have to wait like 2 hours. Okay, the first one looks like the type of girl someone I know might like because they like pink hair. She also looks kind of like the type of girl that would make an Ahegao face, like, very easily. The second one kind of looks like Yami from Azure Lane, the one that Wiggles likes. Like, Yami mixed with, like, an Ekopara character. So they're cute, but they don't look like very original or anything. I feel like Genshin characters tend to look a little more original. But this one isn't, like, striking me as that quite yet. A rare 3D Nico encounter. Yeah, I'm going 3D to get... what the frick? What word was that? I'm going 3D today? In order to like prep people for tomorrow, because tomorrow when I do my 200 rolls, I'm gonna go 3D. So I figure, you know, I may as well just set the vibe early. What's going on, Saru? How you doing today? Maddie looks over at Tara, who raises her head from the book. She finally opens her eyes. I cut off the end of my sentence, not sure if I was serious or not. We're not even there yet, and we're already snappy. God, I wish I could sleep. Just a little longer, I tell myself.
You excited?
Little bit.
Lie.
You?
Kinda nervous still.
Can't hear their voices, because I like have the TV volume low. I'm just gonna raise it for a second so I could hear what they sound like, and then I'll lower it again so you guys don't get echo.
What is there to be nervous about? We've done this 1,000 times.
Yeah, well, this isn't like those other 1,000 times.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. The Tara voice doesn't sound super feminine. I don't know. What do you guys think about the Tara voice? Like, the Maddie voice sounds fine, but the Tara voice isn't quite what I expected, like, looking at her design. I feel like the voice doesn't match the girl. Doing alright. Had a good workout session. Saru be doing the workouts? Did you work out at home or did you go into a gym? 200 rolls? Oh yeah, but there's a catch. There's a catch. So I'm gonna be doing rolls for Yoimiya and maybe her weapon on my Europe account. So that's like 90 rolls. Then I'm gonna roll probably for Yoimiya's weapon on Asia. So that's like maybe 70 rolls. But then with the Americas rolls, I'm only gonna roll on America for C1 Yoimiya if I get new subscribers. For each new subscriber, I'll roll for C1 Yoimiya. And if I don't get new subscribers, then I'm gonna save my America rolls for the Dendro Archon. So yeah, I was telling people, if you guys want to spread the hype, spread the word about the stream to people you know, that way we get new people in tomorrow, people subscribe, and we do extra rolls for C1 and extra hype. You know, you guys could always spread the word. If not, we're gonna have to rely on luck to see if new people come in and subscribe, but I decided to introduce a gimmick. That way it's like a win-win situation for me, where I either get subs, or if not, I get to save rolls for Dendro Archon. Because I gotta save some rolls for Dendro Archon, hopefully. But if I get 60 new subs tomorrow, I'll just do all of my America rolls. And that's that. So we'll see, up to 60. So yeah.
And you know that.
She shrugs again, not meeting my eyes.
I don't know, Maddie. I'm sorry. Let's chill.
At home? Okay, so what kind of workouts did you do at home then? Like, at home, I know, like, a couple of, like, leg, knee workouts. I have resistance bands, which help with that. So I do, like, lunges with the resistance bands on and, like, other things. You can do squats, you can do push-ups, pull-ups, jumping jacks. You could curl some dumbbells. I wish that I had space in my house to put, like, one of those, like, bikes. One of those standing bikes that you just, like, sit there and you, like, pedal. Because that would be good to have. That's like a good like leg workout, but also cardio. But we don't have space for that, so that sucks. Hope Dendro Archon gets released quick. I got 40 rolls saved up. Treadmill, ab things. You got a treadmill like freaking chef. That's pretty cool, dude. Yesterday I was at the gym and I went on this machine that's like for the back. So it lets you do back extensions and like an ab workout. And then you just push forward and push back, and there's like weights, and you could like change the weight level. And that was a good workout. I really liked that. It felt good. I want to keep doing that, because then maybe it'll like strengthen my back. Because like lately my back has been kind of in pain, because you know I'm getting old, man. But it's all good. But it's like less pain than it was like a few weeks ago, so it's good. It's good.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you gonna make a habit of like continuing these workouts? Are you gonna like have consistency? We lapsed into silence. At least when she was asleep, it wasn't awkward. I just want off of this train. I want to be distracted by going to the cabin and taking in the new sights. Any minute now.
Hey, listen.
Yeah?
I know you're, like, not super thrilled to be here.
She pauses, likely hoping for me to disagree. I don't. Evolution hasn't figured out the back thing yet? Yeah, man, it's weird, dude, because, like, I don't know, man. Like, my dad has been complaining about his back for years, so I knew this would happen eventually, I guess. Yeah, but, like, I try to do some stretches and stuff, and sometimes my back doesn't hurt. Like, there are some moments in the day where I feel decent, like yesterday especially, when I was doing the barbecue with my friends, and we're just sitting outside, like, playing board games and card games and stuff. Like, I felt pretty good. Felt pretty good. And then today I'm just, like, playing video games again, and I don't feel as good. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I gotta try to figure out what works best and what doesn't. And I think I'm unraveling some things. I've been pretty consistent this last week. Good for you, man. It's hard to be consistent in the summer, because it's freaking hot and the heat makes you want to, like, not work out. Unless you're, like, at the gym, because sometimes the gyms have, like, better AC, or, you know, you're at the gym, that's what you're there for. But if it's, like, if you're at home and it's hot in your house, you're just like, bro, I could literally be doing anything else, so I'm gonna be cheering for you, alright? I'm gonna be in your cheering corner.
But let's just be cool, okay? Let's just try and have a good time.
So what's your goal? Are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to impress a girl? What inspired these workouts? I breathe a deep sigh and let it out slowly. She's right. I'm committed to this trip. I can at least make it easy on myself.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for getting bitchy. I'm tired.
I feel ya. Hey, how do I look?
Like you just slept for 6 hours on a train.
That bad, huh?
She messes with her hair in some attempt to improve its state. The results are unnoticeable at best.
Hopefully it's good enough for Morgan...
Fisher.
Morgan Fisher.
Morgan Fisher sounds like a stereotypical, like, CEO name. I'm the CEO of Fisher Price, Morgan Fisher. That type of thing.
If she's meeting her online hero or whatever, then I doubt she'll care that your hair's a mess.
God, I hope not. I don't want to end up on some fashion faux pas vid. For real though, if she's super fangirly, then let's just let her get it out of her system and hopefully she won't make things weird later.
Making things get weird later is kind of our specialty though.
Yeah, true. But hey, it got us to 250,000 subs, so like, we must have been doing something right.
Dang, they got 250,000 subs? That's where I'm trying to get. Alright guys, who's lurking? Who's lurking and hasn't subbed yet and is new? Come out of lurk. Come out of lurk. Sub. Subscribe. Like. Comment. Lose weight. Gain some muscle. But that's not the goal. Wait, what? But that's not the goal? But I asked you what's the goal. So what is the goal then? What's the goal, Saru? Oh, I think I know what you're doing. You're trying to strengthen up for the next YouTube boxing championships that all the big YouTubers took part in. I just nod. I still can't help but fixate on how everything she says is past tense. It's over after this. It's fully my decision. All I have to do is say the words and things will go back to normal. I doubt Tara would ever bring it up again if I asked her not to. It'd be so easy. Losing weight is the goal. You don't care much for muscle. I think you should care equally for both. It helps to have some strong muscles that way. Maybe, you know, get less pains in certain areas and stuff like that, or less threat of deterioration or something. I don't know. I know I gotta strengthen my leg muscles after 2 years of freaking working from home And they've already improved significantly over the past, like, 3 months. But the more muscle, the better. The more muscle, the better. A bit, but I'm not gonna go crazy. No, go crazy, bro. Transform from a little ape escape monkey into a full-blown King Kong. And then you could do your King Kong gun whenever you have to fight, like, emperors and all that shit. We step off the train into another world. Is this like Narnia or something? Or Harry Potter? Jesus. A frigid wind. What is this? It's like a station in the middle of nowhere. Saps the heat from my body almost immediately, as if it had been waiting until we arrived to pelt us until our skin felt like it was burning. I instinctively wrap my arms around myself to try to preserve what little body heat I have left, but it doesn't change a thing. I might as well not even be wearing a coat for all the good mine does. As nice as it is to have the moon keeping things from being completely pitch black, I could really go for some cloud cover right about now. Anything to keep some warmth around us. I've got a body that pretty much always has muscle. I don't really need to try, so if I did it, might go overboard. Look at Saru bragging, he always got muscle, dang. I'm literally a skeleton, dude. I've always been a skeleton. I have a fast metabolism, so yeah, I'm just a thin dude, bro. A lot of people told me that I could be a model, and you know what? I probably should have went for that. But then some people also told me that if I was a model, I couldn't be a teacher, which, like, I don't know. I don't know how that works, those rules, but that's what people told me. So I chose teaching. Alright, sorry. What do you think of these two girls? Which one are you gonna choose as your waifu? Usually I pick blondes, but I'm gonna go redhead for this one. And it might be going redhead because glasses kind of are a turn off for me, I will say. I'm not a big glasses fan. What's going on, Chaos? Yo, Chaos. I don't know how big a Genshin fan you are, but tomorrow we're doing 200 rolls here on YouTube at this time for Yoimiya and her weapon. So look forward to it if you're free tomorrow. How have you been, bud? How's everything going? Redhead? Alright, so we got 2 for redhead so far. What do you think, Chaos? Which one of these waifus is more to your taste? Redhead for sure? Alright, that's 3 for redhead, man. Hell yeah. Even though I don't like the voice acting for her, but the design works. Tara doesn't even notice the cold. Armed with nothing but her signature jacket, she seems immune to the chill. She's oohs and ahs all over the rustic train platform. Like there might be a ghost hiding in the rafters. Just a minute later, the train rumbles off into the night, leaving us behind, not a single passenger boarded. Tara watches it go, nodding in approval.
Okay, this place is already killing it in terms of atmosphere.
It's like she's completely forgotten the uncomfortable energy that had filled the train. Back to her usual overly excited self. I should probably be bitter, but instead I can't help feeling jealous of how she can just shake it off. She has a little pocket camera that she's been carrying with her, and she uses it to take a few pictures of the inky blackness surrounding us. Damn, probably gonna be at work, but gonna watch it? Hell yeah, brother. Even if it's just lurking, I appreciate it. I mean, it'll be going on. I don't know what time you get out of work, but I'm guessing it'll be like a 2 to 3 hour stream tomorrow. It depends. But, you know, hopefully you get to see some good shit. I followed your advice and jumped into a 2DS, cheaper than the 3DS, and I finished Fire Emblem Awakening yesterday and fall in love with it. So I did the only thing I could do. What was the only thing you could do that you did? I glanced upwards at the lights which hang from the ceiling. The small candles, lit with real flame as opposed to electric. One of them has blown out and swings uselessly in the breeze. They're about as ineffective at keeping away the darkness as my coat is at keeping me warm. The low light will surely ruin Tara's photos, but she's snapping away without a care.
You know none of those are actually going to be visible, right?
She ignores me. I should probably just let her enjoy the moment.
This place really does feel super eerie. Listen.
I do, and it soon becomes apparent what she's referring to, the silence. All around us it's quiet. Even the sound of the train has faded, leaving us in total solitude. and bought all the other Fire Emblems for 3DS that I could find close, that sounds like a lot of game time ahead of you. Aren't they like at least 40 hours each game? How many games is it? Yuri, hey, Composts. I'll be lurking. Got some stuff to do. Alright, thank you for the lurk. Enjoy your stuff if it's enjoyable stuff. If it's not enjoyable stuff, hopefully you get it done swiftly. I get it now. I thought so. Makes sense. Very progressive. Wait, what? What's very progressive? What? What? What did I miss? The flickering lights of Eisenfeld seem impossibly far away, though I know it can't be more than a few hours. More than a half hour's walk? Where did I get few from? Jesus.
It's so quiet. Isn't that cool? We're definitely not in Kansas anymore.
There are 6 for 3DS. That feels like 250 to 300 hours worth of gameplay. Holy cannoli. Are you gonna dive in? What's that looking like? What's your plan?
That's one way to put it.
Does this count as Yuri? Yeah, this is literally a Yuri visual novel. So if you look up Yuri visual novels, I think this is usually like one of the first results. I think this is like one of the more popular titles. So yeah, I ended up getting it. It's on Steam, but I got it on PS4 because you already know I like PS4 better. It's like never on sale on PS4, so I got it for 20 bucks. I think on Steam it goes on sale sometimes, but yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's one of the more like popular sort of must-play Yuri games if you're gonna play Yuri games. Or I guess, I don't know, are you not gonna call it Yuri because you're gonna call it Shoujo AI or Girls Love or something? Because for me, all of those like tags are the same thing. Yuri, Shoujo AI, Girls Love, it's girls falling in love, it's all the same thing. But Warriors is only for new 3DS, and Fire Emblem Fates Revelations is online, shop only, or a special edition exclusive, so bought only 4. That's still probably like 150 to 200 hours of gameplay, I would guess. That's one way to put it. I strain my eyes and ears looking for any hint of Morgan, who's supposed to be picking us up. You'd think the sound of a car's engine would carry pretty far out here.
For real though, I think this could be the place where we finally get some hard evidence. Something solid.
She says this every time, but she usually sounds like she means it
Just
more.
look at it. Something's gotta be out there. I can feel it.
I have a feeling they're looking for like a Yeti or something, or, you know, like a cryptid. Because that's basically the foreshadowing that they gave in the beginning when they said, oh, she looked out the window and she saw a tree moving different from the other trees. Like that type of thing. Well, I'm not going for side quests, so Awakening took me 13 hours. Think gonna be that fast, most of them. Playing most at work because I'm bored there feels accurate, man. When I was working from home, I literally just had to log into Zoom and that's it. There was nothing to do, so I would play PSP. And I was playing freaking Valkyria Chronicles 2, which is freaking amazing. So I get the vibe. You'll see. And I'm totally after recommendations for 3DS games because I know nothing about, but I loved it. After recommendations for 3DS games, bro, I have like no recommendations. I had only 3 games for that console, and then I sold it. One of the games that I had was the Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, but you could get that on PS4 now. And then I had a Dead or Alive game, but Dead or Alive games are like way better on the big screen. And I had the Zelda Ocarina of Time, but I'm not the biggest Zelda fan. Like, I like Breath of the Wild, like that type of Zelda with the open world stuff. But like the other Zelda games, I'm kind of like, they're okay. They're not really my style though. There was an RPG though that someone recommended to me and it looked really good on 3DS, but I just don't remember the name. So I'll have to look it up and then I'll ping it to you on Discord later. But the 3 games that I had were like, bro, you could get these on like any other console and it'll be better. We both look off towards the trees. From the train, it was difficult to see where they ended. Here on the platform, it's impossible. My expectations aren't any higher than usual, though, which is to say non-existent. I wonder if Tara really believes what she's saying either. When she speaks again, her voice is quiet.
That would be the perfect send-off, wouldn't it?
Her words sting. Ooh. Ooh, look at this, what do you want to call this? It's not sarcasm, it's... Let's just call it bitterness for now. Damn it, not here, not already. I want to try and deflect away from this somehow, to set her back on her path. Let her enjoy this moment without me spoiling it.
Who knows? Maybe this will be the one that finally gets you a con panel so you don't have to crash someone else's.
That was one time, and their panel would have sucked without me.
Her voice has an edge of her typical bravado again. It's a relief to hear. Devil Survivor. That is a title that I've never played, but that I've heard a few times now. Sorry with the big guns. SMT games here cost more than my house. Jesus. Well, there goes Devil Survivor. Sorry, out the window. Not when you buy it when they first come out. Dang. So first he's gonna have to buy a time machine then. And then go back in time and buy Devil Survivor. She returns to her camera and I give myself a moment to try and take in my surroundings. Supernatural or not, there's something oddly serene about this place. That said, I'd like it a lot more if it wasn't so damn cold. I shiver and cross my arms even tighter. Surely Morgan will be here soon.
I can't wait to see the village tomorrow. I hope it's like one of those museum exhibits with the little replica towns and people.
In what way?
Like, architecturally.
She sounds out the words slowly.
All rustic and old-timey.
I can't imagine that it'll be that different from home. They've got to be modern enough for Morgan to watch Paranormal after all. If you're expecting people to be walking around in monocles and waistcoats, you're gonna be disappointed.
Here I thought I'd finally get a chance to show off how amazing I'd look in a top hat.
I'm sure you'd be the teen heartthrob of the Victorian era.
She gives me a brief snort of amusement. Her responses feel more muted than usual. But the fact that we're still able to banter is a good sign. I'm glad that I can cheer her up even if I was the cause of her low mood in the first place. However, after a moment she looks back at me, her expression is serious for once.
Okay, so about Morgan. Like I said before, let's give her a chance to get all the excitement out of the way first. We should be nice and friendly, but let's try to keep it professional.
Good point.
I never
That's the last
thought I'd
thing?
hear
Okay.
you, of all people, say that.
I find myself flashing back to all the unprofessional situations I've had to extricate Tara from. Ranging from bad one-night stands to actual police custody. There are a lot of ways I could describe Tara, but professional is definitely not one of them.
Hey, I usually make a good first impression. It's just the second impression and beyond that you've got to watch out for.
I laugh out loud at that, and I catch her smirking before she looks away. She can play it cool all she wants, but I can tell from the way she's bouncing up and down that she's undeniably excited for this fangirling she mentioned. It's usually one of her favorite parts. I'm sure a little ego boost will go a long way right about now. I can feel myself hopping back and forth slightly as well, but that's more out of a desire to keep my blood flowing. Thankfully, it isn't too long before I can see the silhouette of someone approaching through the
Oh,
storm.
thank God.
It's gotta be her, right?
Given that we're the only people out here, I really hope so.
As the girl gets closer, she gets easier to see. She's not exactly an imposing figure, but she moves with purpose. She's carrying a large thermos, which she raises in greeting as she approaches. I don't know why, but this girl looks familiar to me. I'm gonna pick her as like top waifu now. I'm gonna swap out the redhead. I'm gonna go for this one first of all. But I'm trying to pinpoint who she reminds me of. Shit. I don't know if it's like an anime girl or a video game girl. It's not gonna come to me, man. Let me just keep playing this. Morgan has orange hair, green eyes, and a handmade sweater. She doesn't emote as she approaches the girls on the empty train station. I wave back. One of the first things I notice about her is that for some ungodly reason, she's not wearing a coat. All she's got on to protect her from the frigid weather is what looks like a hand-knit sweater, much like Tara. Once she reaches the platform, she greets us with nothing more than a tired smile and a small nod. Not exactly the geeking out Tara was expecting.
Hey there, you two. Sorry I'm late.
Her voice is friendly, but flat. She sounds like she hasn't slept in days. Tara looks a bit taken aback by how subdued she is. Recovering quickly, she puts on her big celebrity grin.
Oh, no worries. Are you Morgan?
That's right. It's really nice to meet you, Tara.
Morgan's smile does seem to grow warmer as she greets her, but her face quickly regains a neutral expression a moment later. I can see Tara's smile faltering as she realizes that this is clearly the maximum amount of geeking out this girl is capable of. To her credit, she recovers well.
Likewise. Charmed, I'm sure.
Okay, maybe not that well. Tara extends her hand and Morgan gives her a brief handshake before turning to me.
You're Madison, right? I think we spoke online already.
Just Maddie is fine. Nice to meet you.
She shakes my hand as well. It's a firm, friendly handshake that ends as quickly as it began. Before she continues, she takes another sip from her thermos. I find myself wishing for a cup of coffee too.
It really is nice to meet the two of you. I'm sure you receive a lot of invitations, so I'm glad you were interested in mine.
She shakes my hand as well. It's a firm, friendly handshake that ends as quickly as it began. Before she continues, she takes another sip from her thermos. I find myself wishing for a cup of coffee too.
It really is nice to meet the two of you. I'm sure you receive a lot of invitations, so I'm glad you were interested in mine.
Are you kidding? Remote village in the middle of a huge forest? There's no way I'd pass that up. I've heard all kinds of stories about the things you'll find in places like this.
Hopefully not too many, or I won't have anything new for you.
Oh, I'm sure you've got something I'll be interested in.
Real smooth, Tara. So much for being professional. I can see Morgan's mouth twitch slightly at the comment. I can only hope it was something closer to a smile than a grimace.
Tomorrow I can show you around the village. There isn't too much out of the ordinary there, but I'm sure you can find a few things that interest you.
That would be wonderful. We can go sightseeing when Tara isn't off chasing spirits around in the woods.
Ah, okay, we're looking for ghosts. Jesus. Morgan and I both smile. Tara flashes me a look of mock annoyance for the slight. Okay, I guess ghosts make sense, because she said her freaking, like, YouTube series, if that's what we're gonna call it, is called Paranormal, so yeah. But it's probably eating her up that I've gotten more of a reaction out of Morgan than she has.
It's about a half-hour's carriage ride to the cabin if you guys want to head out. Do you need help with your bags at all?
Tara lifts her bags, giving Morgan another shiny grin. I'm pretty sure I see her accidentally flex her arms too.
Don't even worry about it. I got this.
Okay, cool. This way.
As we follow her, I can see Tara pouting behind her. I've never seen the wind get taken out of her sails like that. At least that gives her another thing to think about besides my departure. Wait a second. Did she say carriage?
No way.
Ghost YouTubers. One of my friends sent me I think it was an Instagram reel of like a ghost appearing in someone's like kitchen at night. But every time I see those things, I'm just like, bro, it seems like it could easily be faked. So I think I'm in your boat, Saru. Probably not the best content. We're standing in front of honest-to-God horse-drawn carriage. If it weren't for the little white puffs of breath coming from the horses' noses, I'd be willing to believe that it was some sort of commemorative statue.
This is so cool! Is it yours?
It belongs to my family. Given that there aren't any roads through the woods, there isn't really a point to anyone out here owning a car.
I move closer, examining the craftsmanship as best as I can in the moonlight. The design is fairly bare bones, but a few flourishes here and there and some semi-ornate painted finishes make it clear that this was something built with love and care. Somehow I'm the only one who seems intrigued by our ride.
Tara, come take a look at this.
As I speak, I look back and see her standing completely still, as if the cold has her rooted to the spot.
Give me a sec. I'm just taking in the view a bit. From a distance.
She's trying to act nonchalant, but her wide eyes keep flicking towards the horses. Her previously genuine grin has turned into a very nervous grimace. Slowly inching forward, she scoots further away from the horses as she approaches the carriage. I doubt she planned for part of her first impression to be Morgan learning that she's absolutely terrified of horses. She had better at least learn to tolerate them, or this is going to be an even longer trip than I expected.
Wait, if this is the only way through the woods, how are we going to get back and forth between the cabin and the village? Don't tell me we'll have our own carriage. Neither of us can drive one.
Oh, I'm going to be driving you. I can take you back and forth and help you navigate the woods. You didn't expect me to just let you wander around a forest in the middle of nowhere without a guide, did you?
Alright, sorry, what do you think? Are you sticking with Tara, or are you gonna join Morgan gang? You know who Tara looks like a little bit? Like, just the head and the hair. Like, not the outfit. The outfit obviously is off. But, like, if you were to just take, like, a headshot photo, she kind of looks like Itsuki from Quintessential Quintuplets. Like, the little hairpins that she has seem kind of similar. And I still can't put my finger on who Morgan looks like, but she looks like somebody, dude. Tara, still slowly making her way towards the carriage, does her best to give me a look of excitement. If anything, it resembles the look of a panicked hostage. The fact that she's still trying to play it cool is almost admirable in its futility.
You're sure that's not any trouble? I'd hate to
Still sticking with
inconvenience you
Tara?
more than we
Alright,
already
alright.
have.
You sure that's not any trouble? Okay, alright, she said it. I don't need to read it. Damn, I'm dumb.
It's no trouble. I run my own shop, so my schedule is pretty flexible. I'm more than happy to help.
She looks over at Tara, who has finally made it within a few feet of the carriage. She shoots us both a thumbs up.
I have a feeling she might need it.
Trust me, you have no idea.
Why is this like the weirdest looking carriage? You know what it looks like? It looks like the stage for like where you might put on a play, or maybe like the stage in a school gymnasium. And then they're just like freaking Godzilla giants with their heads up to the ceiling of like a freaking stage for like a play. Jesus, alright. Morgan turns and definitely swings up into her seat, taking a hold of the reins. Tara finally manages to place her hands on the carriage and climb up to sit alongside her. Shaking all the way, I let out a sigh of relief and follow suit, my own thing up next to Tara. It's a little cramped up here, but I'd feel weird just sitting by myself. Besides, not keeping an eye on Tara is a pretty guaranteed way to make an even worse first impression.
So, can you
Looks
do
like a
any
puppet
tricks in
show.
this thing?
Sounds about right. No wonder you were bothered by it, Saru. You don't like sock puppet Yuri, huh? The path to the cabin turns out to be a complicated one. We've been making twists and turns through the trees for a few minutes, but Morgan seems to know exactly where she's going. Not even the dark can stand in her way.
You can navigate through all this with just that little lantern? How can you see landmarks?
Don't worry, I know these woods better than just about anything. Besides, the moonlight is more than enough for me.
I can't help but feel embarrassed as I think about all the times I had to use the flashlight on my phone just to find something I dropped in the car. I definitely wouldn't last out here. Looking over, I can see Tara bouncing her leg, probably about to launch into a torrent of questions from Morgan. After that flubbed introduction, she's clearly a little less gung-ho than usual, but I know that won't stop her. As such, I should probably get my handling of the actual adult stuff out of the way quickly before it gets lost in the noise.
Is there anything about the town or the people that we should know? Local customs, things to avoid saying, that sort of thing?
Morgan thinks about it for a moment, silent.
There's a curfew at midnight. Also, you're not supposed to go too far into the forest. I ignore both of those rules a lot. Most of the villagers tend to be sticklers about them, though.
Great, so our host is a troublemaker. I guess that means Tara will be in good company.
So, while we're on our way, could you maybe tell us about some of the specific supernatural occurrences you've seen here so far?
Here she goes. Morgan sits up at the question. She looks over toward us, and her eyes seem to lose a bit of their constant drowsiness. She's been waiting for this.
Well, we have a lot of freak weather events. Strange storms that appear and disappear, or are localized to certain parts of the forest in ways that shouldn't be possible.
Are you hearing this, Saru? Strange storms that appear and disappear and are localized to certain parts of the forest. I think the ghost is actually an eye of the storm. This was Mondstadt all along. Tara nods solemnly, already totally enraptured in what Morgan is saying. Mr. Winter has a lot of ghost stories.
Sometimes
I used
when
to
I walk
have,
in
or I
woods,
still
I
have,
can see strange
on
lights here and
Twitch, a
there.
ghost story redeem,
tiny
where I
little
share
stars inside
either
the
some of
forest.
my ghost stories or some of my
I've never been
friends'
able to get
ghost
close to
stories.
them, though.
I've already shared them all. So, if people redeem, they might be hearing like the same stories again. But yeah. What are Winter's ghost stories like? She can see strange lights here and there. I raise an eyebrow, but don't say anything. We've had countless cases of strange lights before, all of which have ended with a rational explanation that doesn't seem to dampen Tara's spirits, though. I start to drift off. This is more Tara's jurisdiction anyway, so I'm pretty sure they can just wake me up when we get
There's
there.
also my cat.
Jesus, what the heck? Her cat is ghosts! I haven't heard, he just said. Tell him that he should make a ghost story channel redeem. That'd be interesting.
Your cat is a supernatural occurrence?
She can talk, so I'd say so.
Her cat can talk. Her words snap me out of my trance. Looking over at her, I expect to see her holding in a laugh or sporting some kind of mischievous grin, but her face is as serious as it's been since we arrived.
Your cat can talk? Like, talk the way a human does?
Yes, she's very well spoken, in fact.
I try to hide a sigh. Weird weather and lights in the woods are ambiguous enough that we can play along with them, but every so often we get these blatantly fake claims too, like a talking cat. Tara, however, instantly perks up once her words sink in. She can't actually believe her, right?
So, could we talk to her? She won't mind if I ask her a few questions, right?
I was hoping you'd ask. I think you'll be very interested in what she has to say.
The whole thing is clearly some kind of joke, but Tara is absolutely taken in. I can practically see the wheels turning in her head as she plans out her follow-up questions. That's never good.
So, do you have any ideas about what could be causing it? Something in her diet, maybe.
I don't think so.
Have you been feeding her some kind of special Eisenfeld cat food? Can I try some?
Okay, I think that's enough of that.
Uh-oh, magical girl story incoming? Yeah, Sailor Moon had a talking cat, right? It took me a second to piece that together. And then freaking Cardcaptor Sakura had a little flying lion who kind of looked like a stuffed animal. When Tara starts talking about eating cat food, it's time for me to exercise a little diplomacy and move the conversation forward. crazy or not, I think we should move
So,
on.
what kind of things does she talk to you about?
Just about our lives for the most part. I figure you'd be better off hearing it from her rather than me.
I'm sure that'll be illuminating.
I'll say, if there's something that paranormal in the village itself, you must have seen way crazier stuff in these woods.
She starts to gesture as she talks, pointing back towards the village and swinging her arms around as she mentions the woods.
Well, there's one pretty major thing, but you probably won't believe me.
I wouldn't have come out here if I didn't believe you. Anything you have to say, I want to hear.
I can't detect a hint of cynicism in her voice. Either she really believed this girl she just met has a talking cat, or she's giving a performance worthy of an Oscar.
Are you sure?
110%. Lay it on me.
She winks at her and flashes her finger guns. Back in celebrity mode, Tara is good at recovery with these things, but I've never seen her recover on this level with such speed. But as I watch her lean in towards Morgan to make sure she catches her next statement, I realize another possible reason for her passionate response. If there's one thing she loves more than hearing strange stories, it's trying to impress a cute girl. Now things are starting to fall into place a bit more.
Well, one of the main reasons I called you out here is I'm not sure if it has a name, but it's some kind of forest spirit.
Spirit? Like a ghost or something?
You know what it reminds me of when they say forest spirit? Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke? I think I watched it like toward the start of the pandemic. Like May 2020, maybe June 2020. Really good Ghibli film. Possibly in my top 3. Howl's Moving Castle is also top 3 because of nostalgia. And I guess Spirited Away. Even though I feel like I have to watch Spirited Away again because I only saw it once. I watched it with friends a few months before the pandemic. So, I don't know. I remember it clearly enough, but I still feel like it needs another watch for some of the finer points to sink in. You haven't seen a lot of those. You haven't seen the Ghibli films? Oh, damn, bro. We gotta have some movie nights, dude. The only one that I didn't really like, I'm not sure if it is a Ghibli film. I'm pretty sure it is, though. It was Ponyo. I wasn't really a Ponyo fan. Spirit, like a ghost or something?
No, something physical. Some sort of massive creature. Like the forest came to life.
Yeah, see? Massive creature like the forest came to life. That's literally like very Princess Mononoke. If you know what, Saru, let me know next Sunday if you're free and you want me to stream some Princess Mononoke. I think I could stream it. You gotta see it, bro. It's freaking good. Okay, this is new. Even the crazier fans don't get this outlandish. But Tara's absolutely eating it up. No matter what her reasoning is, I'm glad she's having a good time.
Is there anything else you can tell me about it? Does it speak or anything? Have you managed to interact with it at all? Is it more kaiju-sized or more basketball player-sized?
I've only seen it once, unfortunately, so I don't know too much about it. I've searched for it a number of times since, but without any results.
I haven't streamed that stuff? Hell yeah, bro. Well, first things first. First, we gotta figure out the time, I guess, for the multiverses tournament. Are you taking part in that, Saru? Because you still didn't react, so I don't know how committed you are. But I think we got around 8 people now. And I'm gonna ping everyone who did react or tell me that for sure that they're interested. Probably after this stream. And I'll announce the day and time. I'm aiming for next Saturday. That way people don't have to worry about going to work the next day. They can stay up late, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna aim for next Saturday. Like, maybe... probably like 8 o'clock Eastern time. Like 7 or 8 Eastern time. That way people living in Europe might still be awake and it's not a problem for them. Cause like, yeah. Cause that's another problem, the fact that people are like all over the world. I keep forgetting, I think I'll just watch it. I haven't tried it yet. Dang. Did you install it? And did you get it on PC or PS4? I haven't tried it myself yet. I installed it, but I haven't played it. But I'm just gonna, like, the day of the tournament, I'm probably gonna wing it. I'm not gonna practice or anything. I'm just gonna freaking wing it. I've only seen it once, unfortunately, so I don't know too much about it. I've searched for it a number of times since, but without any results.
Who knows? Maybe you two will have better luck than I have. That's what you're best at, isn't it?
In terms of talents, I'd say it's certainly up there.
Morgan's mouth turns up into a small but seemingly genuine smile, and her expression grows slightly less intimidating.
I knew you'd believe me. Nobody else around here does.
I can't imagine why. I feel a pang of guilt as that thought crosses my mind. As crazy as her story sounds, it can't possibly be easy feeling rejected in a community that is isolated. No wonder she was so eager to bring us into the fold. I have a feeling that I could, like, sort of see a lot of how this is gonna unravel. So, like, I think everybody has the midnight curfew to avoid the forest spirit, because it's probably like a monster or something. But this girl stays up, so she was able to sort of witness it, I guess, to some extent. And it's just gonna cause trouble if they go looking for it. I don't know. I feel like is this gonna become horror, Saru? I feel like they're all gonna fucking get killed. They're gonna poke their nose where they shouldn't poke their nose, and then they're gonna get, like, smashed or something, like, just freaking stepped on. It'd be on PC, just not sure. Alright, I hear you.
So, how far away would you say we are from the cabin?
We should be coming up on it any minute now. I'll help the two of you get situated and then head back. I'll be happy to tell you more about the spirit tomorrow.
Thank God.
Oh yeah, great. That's great. I'm exhausted.
Oh dang, it's torture henty. Why is it torture henty? Is it because the orange hair girl is crazy, or is the whole village crazy? And if it's torture henty, why is it on PS4? Because PS4 is usually, like, kinda censored with what they post, I guess. Jesus. That much isn't a lie. All I want to do right now is pass out. We've passed the last of the houses I can see, but the sparsely marked path continues on toward the forest. The last traces of civilization are behind us now.
Any minute now? What exactly did you mean?
Well, if it's torture, I don't think we're gonna do the whole thing for this, but we'll play it today. I guess for like another hour or so. And learn a little bit more of what the opening is like. But that's definitely not what I was going for. PlayStation isn't fun anymore. Too much censorship. I mean, that's kind of a good thing, though, in my opinion. Because, like, every time I mention Nekopara, for example, people don't realize that you can stream the safer work version. So, I'm like, bro, you could just, like, stream the safer work version. And if you're on PS4, you're automatically getting the safer work version. So, I feel like most of the time, if you get a game on PS4, you know it's okay to stream it. Whereas, if you're getting a game on PC, sometimes it might be kind of, like, iffy. Like, you really have to definitely check, like, the ban lists or whatever. Kind of do a bit of research before you go live with it. I'm kind of impressed that freaking Senran Kagura is allowed to be streamed, because that's like it's not actual hentai or anything, but that goes as far as it can to like becoming hentai. And I've seen people stream it, so I know it's streamable. That game is so like over the top that I almost like couldn't play it. So I got Estival Versus, right? And I think it's like a blonde hair girl in the beginning with short hair. She's like super lewd. And her personality was like, it was too much for me. I wasn't digging it. So I like stopped playing the game for like maybe a year or something. But then I was like, you know what? I bought the game. I want to finish the games that I bought, you know? So I went back and I played it and I finished it. I didn't get the Platinum Trophy because I wasn't like that into the game. But I heard getting the Platinum Trophy is like very easy, which is kind of like what the feel that I was getting. I was like, I could get the Platinum Trophy, but I just don't want to bother. But yeah, I have one of the games. I like Asuka. I'm pretty sure she's like the main girl. Asuka's my favorite.
Just ahead. See?
She points forward into the darkness. I strain my eyes to see anything other than murk. Finally, I spot the faint outline of a small cabin, practically swallowed by a forest. You know what's crazy, dude? And I guess this is foreshadowing into like what you said, Saru. But if you look in the dialogue bar, you can see there's like a freaking lock. And I don't know if that's part of the dialogue bar design or if it's part of the carriage design. But I just noticed that. And it's super eerie, dude. I mean, the minute you got to the train station and it's literally in the middle of nowhere, it looks like you're getting off at the Hebra Mountains from Zelda. It's like, bro, who would want to live in the Hebra Mountains? I like Yagyu. Got a wallpaper up with her right now. Hold on, I gotta look her up. I don't have any Senran Kagura posters, but I did find a couple of like JPEGs of Asuka that I liked. One of them had her in like a sexy Santa outfit. That one's like the most memorable for me. Let me look up Yagyu Beef and see what she looks like. Senran Kagura Yagyu. Oh, she's got... Okay. So she's got, like, white hair. I feel like I've seen her outside of Senran Kagura. Like, people have posted her in my Discord or something. I also feel like she reminds me of... like, this girl. I forgot what her name is. I'm gonna look it up. But have you ever seen... what the fuck is it called? I think it starts with an S. It's a 12... No, it's Defrag. Have you ever seen the anime Defrag? It's a 12-episode anime. And in, like, the last 3 episodes, there's a girl that looks exactly like this. I think her name is Tama. Yeah, Tama Sakai. Look up. And she looks kind of like Yagyu, but without the eye patch. Look up Tama Sakai, and if you like Yagyu, then Tama Sakai might be another, like, waifu of yours. If you haven't seen Defrag, and you ever want me to stream it, let me know. Because that's, like, a comedy anime, and it's, like, really good. I rewatched it over the past year. Because I first saw it, like, 10 years ago, probably. And I recently rewatched it, and I was literally laughing out loud at one of the episodes. And it's very rare that I have, like, such a outburst of laughter, so... definitely a good anime. I wish it had more episodes. I'm sure the freaking manga has a lot, but... the anime just had 12. What's going on, Daring? Welcome, welcome. I don't know if they speak English, too. Or if they... but I'm sure they understand my hello. If not, let me try to type them a hello in Japanese. Let me use Google Translate. Let me cheat. Let's cheat, Saru. You know what's crazy that I just remembered, actually? So, back when I used to mod for an art streamer, she stopped streaming, so I don't mod for her anymore. But back when I used to mod for an art streamer, like, people would come to her chat and speak, like, I think Spanish, right? And I would, like, translate all of the messages for her. Because I was a dedicated mod. But I don't have people who will translate for me, so I gotta translate for myself. I think that's hello, according to Google Translate. That's konnichiwa in, you know, katakana and hiragana and all that. She points forward into the darkness. I strain my eyes to see anything other than Okay, I read that.
I started the heater before I left to get you, so it should be warm.
That's what I like to hear. You're like Prometheus.
Prometheus?
I'm surprised you know who that is.
Why? I love that movie.
Such dedication only found on Nico. Cause, like, there are streamers who, like, oh, but you're talking about what I did right now and not the modding? Because I'm saying, like, on the modding, in terms of, like, modding, there are streamers who will, like, I think kind of just ban you if you don't speak English, because they don't know what you're saying, they don't know if it's good or not. Oh, oops. Which I kind of didn't translate what Daring said, and I probably should. But I wanted everybody to be able to participate, you know? So I used to always translate the messages. That way the streamer could kind of, you know, talk in English, and then I'll translate it into Spanish, and they could talk in Spanish, and I'll translate it into English. Okay, apparently, Daring said, "Good morning, sister." So I'm officially an One-chan. How do you feel about that, Saru? How do you feel about my promotion to One-chan? Morgan suddenly jerks the reins and the horses come to a stop. Tara and I are rattled from our seats and nearly fall forward.
Damn it.
Alright, cool. I'm getting a refund on an Amazon order that never
What?
arrived.
What
My
happened?
dad texted me the email confirmation. Rather than answer, Morgan just glares into the darkness where the cabin is. I strain to see what she does, as my heart starts to race. Good, well-deserved, be the best One-chan you can be? Like, yeah, brother. Is it a wild animal, a bear, a wolf? Listen, Saru. You know what? Speaking of that, so I was like looking through some things in my room, like cleaning my room a bit, and I found like yearbooks. I mean, technically they're not yearbooks, but they're, because it's like, so in the school where I used to work, they would make these yearbooks that weren't yearbooks, and it just contained like one writing sample for every student in the school. But then there were like back pages where you could do autographs and stuff, and it had like pictures of all the classes. So it was like very close to being a yearbook, but it was more so like a yearbook for writing. And I was reading like some of the messages that a lot of the kids left me in some of those old yearbooks. And one of the students wrote, "Thank you for being such a good big brother to me." And I was like, "Ah, what the fuck? I didn't remember this, but that's sweet. Shit." And there was a couple of other sweet messages. Like, there's one guy, his name was Gavin. But when he would bring, like, a snack bag, it would say his name, and it would also specify that it was a snack, so it would say Gavin Snack. So one day I went to him, and I was like, "Gavin Snack? Bro, I didn't know Snack was your last name." And then, like, that was, like, the joke for the year, that his name was Gavin Snack. And then he wrote in my yearbook, he wrote a message, a nice message, and he signed Gavin Snack. And I was like, dang, bro. So yeah, there were a lot of hype messages that I was, like, rereading. Either kids just being grateful for me helping them out, or like, people, like, throwing in, like, the old jokes that we had. So it was, like, good stuff, man. A human shadow. Who do you think it is, Saru? Do you think it's Luigi? Luigi's gonna catch all the ghosts? The snack guy. Heck yeah, Gavin Snack, bro. Extraordinaire. An older woman comes into view, stopping just at the edge of the lantern's light. Oh, she's definitely, Morgan's mom. She got the same hair. A stern, older-looking woman steps out from in front of the cabin. She has the same orange hair as Morgan. But why does this, like, remind me of someone? Like, this orange hair thing feels like a character that I know. Sounds fulfilling? Yeah, it really was, dude. It really was. Like, working in the old school where I worked, pretty much every year was a great year. I will say that I was probably biased toward that first year. I think, like, there's never gonna be another year of teaching, like your first year of teaching. I mean, if you're in a good school anyway, because some people are probably in, like, bad schools where kids literally throw tables at them. I've heard stories, like, very violent stories. But, like, if you're in a good school, then there's never another year like your first year, dude. I'm hoping that since I'm teaching in a new school now, and it seems to be a very good school with good kids and good discipline and all that, that I'll probably have that same feeling of it, like, being that, like, first official year again, you know? But, you know, we'll see, we'll see. It's always fun that first year where, like, you're getting to know everyone, everyone's getting to know you. It's a magical experience, bro. It doesn't even have to be teaching. It could be, like, literally anything. It could be, like, going to high school that freshman year, meeting all those new people. It could be going to university. I feel like any, like, big life change, that first year is always, like, the most exciting year. She's clearly related to Morgan. Her angular features and steely eyes, barely visible in the dark, make her look like she stepped out of a Baroque painting. What was your favorite year of high school, Saru, and why? We're talking about this during my Friday stream as well. I know you said hello in the beginning and then you were working, so you didn't get to participate, I think, in the high school discussion. But what was your favorite year of high school and why? My favorite, I think I was telling them, well, I was telling them a lot about, I remember was it XYZ that said I was a Chad? No, it was Sushi. I was telling them about how sophomore year is, like, the worst year, right? Because, like, nothing exciting happens. You don't have, like, prom. It's not your first year. You're not getting to know everyone. You don't have any, like, special school events sophomore year, pretty much. But then I remembered that you had, like, the Sweet 16 parties. All the girls had their Sweet 16s. So I was telling Chad about how, you know, I don't really dance or anything, so for me it was more about, like, the food and the interaction. But occasionally the girls would, like, freaking grab my hand and, like, pull me to the dance floor and, like, force me to dance. And normally I don't want to dance, but if, like, I'm forced to, I'll enjoy it. I'm like, screw it, let's do it. So, yeah, that was just one memory that I shared with everyone that you probably didn't get to hear. I think junior year might have been my favorite, though. Because junior year, like, we hung out a lot outside of school. Like, I feel like every Saturday, maybe every Friday and Saturday, I was hanging out with friends. I remember one time, it was winter, it was snowing, we had, like, a freaking huge 1-hour snowball fight. We were building, like, fortresses and everything out of snow. So that was a good memory. And a bunch of other crazy stuff happened. Like, we went to a restaurant, I remember. I think it was junior year as well. And I told everyone, there was 6 of us. I told everyone, don't buy a drink, just get water. And I didn't explain why, but, you know, I was pretty much like the group leader. So everyone just, they trusted me and they listened. Everybody ordered a glass of water, no drink. And then I took a freaking box of Kool-Aid singles out of my bag. And I passed it around. And everybody freaking, like, poured it into a drink. They mixed it up. I remember there was, like, a family at the other table next to us looking at us. They were kind of, like, bewildered. They're like, what the fuck is going on? And then the girl comes back. The waitress comes back to the table. And she sees, like, the red fruit punch residue in our cups. and she knows that she gave us water, and she's like, what the hell is that? But dude, we had a banging time, dude, doing crazy shit. 12th year, I didn't really talk to many people through the other years, but the last year, I could walk down the hall and talk to multiple people. Made a lot of friends that year, well, acquaintances. I mean, that counts, dude. Even if they're acquaintances, that's good shit. I think, for me, a big year was like junior year, not just because of what I said about the hanging out, but also because it was like, junior year for me was like having a second freshman year, and I'll explain why. So, I was put in chemistry sophomore year. Even though that was supposed to be a junior year thing, they moved me up a level, kinda. So then, because I was in chemistry, junior year I should have been in physics. But instead of putting me in physics, for some reason they moved me back, and they put me in earth science. Which was weird, because I passed all my chemistry stuff, but they put me backwards into earth science. So now, as a junior, I was in earth science with all the sophomores. But then it was cool because, like, I met all the sophomores in my earth science class and I became friends with them. And because I became friends with them, I became friends with all of their friends who weren't in my earth science class. And basically I met, like, all of the freaking kids that were, like, a year younger than me. And I hit it off with them. And that gave me, like, a whole new pool of, like, friends. And then some of those, like, sophomores knew, like, freshmen. So then I met some of the freshmen. And basically I was just, like, down with everyone in the school at that point. Which was freaking dope. And then my friends would comment on it too. They're like, damn, now you know everybody because of that. It was like, yeah, dude, hell yeah. LMAO Kool-Aid supremacy? Dude. Back then, Kool-Aid was the bomb. I don't think I've seen the Kool-Aid singles recently. I mean, I haven't been looking for them, but I also haven't seen them. But back then, man, that was like easy go-to, man. Why not, right? For $4, everybody had a glass of fruit punch. So instead of one person spending $4 on a drink, $4 got everyone a drink. That's fair. That's fair, bro.
Why are you here?
Uh-oh, Morgan does not sound happy about her mom.
I came to greet our guests.
She spits the word our, clearly asserting some sort of ownership. That's sus, bro. We're gonna be slaves. This is gonna be like freaking Wano arc when Kaido is like, anyone who is defeated, defeat means slavery. Bro, I'm never gonna forget that quote, bro. Kaido saying, defeat equals slavery. I'm like, damn. And that's when freaking our boy comes back and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kick some ass now. I suck in an involuntary breath as she approaches. Being able to see her more clearly isn't a reassurance. If anything, it's the opposite. You know what? Dude, is it just me? But like, looking at this old lady, like the hair color and the outfit reminds me of the girl from Wotakoi. You guys know Wotakoi? I know somebody said it was like their favorite anime recently. I don't know if it was you, Saru. I kind of doubt it was you. But like, somebody was like, bro, Wotakoi is my favorite anime. And this seems like a very like Wotakoi style. I love that scene. He was so oppressive. Dude, I loved it because like, I feel like it really encaptured, is encaptured a good word? Or maybe just captured. It really captured like the essence of everything Luffy is fighting against. And he wasn't even like a celestial dragon, you know? But like, he had that mentality. And I would have liked to have seen more of like Kaido's background story. Cause I don't fully understand why he was the way he was. I don't think Oda fully kind of like fleshed it out for us. We did get to see that, you know, I think the celestial dragons used to like fuck with him when he was younger. Like Kaido was a slave himself. So I guess maybe he just like adopted the mentality of his oppressors. But I kind of felt like there was part of Kaido that wanted to like go against all of that, like fight the government, maybe even liberate people. Like, you know, he kind of seemed like he wanted to be a joy boy like guy, but he was doing the opposite, you know what I mean? So I don't know, the whole Kaido thing, I feel like it left me with questions, and I don't know if those questions will be answered or if I'll ever understand Kaido more. But I felt like something there was kind of missing for me. How did you understand it? Did you get like a different perspective on his motives? I think it'll be fleshed out when Oda goes into Rocks. That could be. I feel like Rocks is the type of dude who could get his own movie. Kind of like how Shanks is having a movie now. I feel like they could do like a Rocks movie. That's probably like the best way to introduce his story. I don't know if that's how it'll happen, but that's my thought. Up close, her gaze is sharp and fierce. Her face is proud but sunken, cheekbones jutting, as if her face doesn't quite fit. It makes her look older than she is.
Which of you is Tara?
Mouth drawn thin, she looks from me to Tara and then back again. Each second that passes makes the discomfort grow. I keep waiting for Morgan to intervene, but she doesn't. Tara and I exchange a quick nervous glance, then she clears her throat and leans forward, offering a handshake.
That's me.
The woman regards Tara's outstretched hand for a moment and ignores it.
Welcome to Eisenfeld. My name is Evelyn, the mayor. Who are you?
Her attention flicks at me like a hand on a clock.
I'm Maddie. Madison. Tara's manager?
I see.
It's clear that she's judging us, though I have no idea on what.
Are you done yet? They're tired. You can interrogate them later.
You can interrogate them later. Jesus, the fucking tone of that is so stiff and foreboding. Just what exactly is she volunteering us for? Interrogate is kind of a strong word. I mean, I feel like this is the type of language that people use nowadays. Like, people will say, like, if they're gonna ask you some questions, they'll, like, playfully, like, say, oh, I'm gonna interrogate you. But it's the tone, not so much the language, but the tone that she used. I didn't really expect the backstory for Kaido and Wano. He knows too much to be explained at this point in time. Too much important stuff, especially with King. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Didn't we get more for Doflamingo, though? I know we got the whole, like, Trafalgar backstory in the Doflamingo arc. Come to think of it, I feel like we always get, like, protagonist background story, but never really antagonist background story. And I feel like antagonist background story would be, like, much more interesting in terms of, like, just understanding their motives of, like, what led to this, kinda. Especially in terms of, like, the four emperors, because, like, let's say, like, Kaido, he wanted to be king of the pirates, right? So why the hell are you holding up in Wano for, like, 20 years? Instead of, like, traveling around and doing shit like Luffy's doing, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of this stuff is kind of just like, why? And I'm hoping that it kind of unravels in the end. But we'll see. Because I feel like if you unravel it in the end, it's just going to feel like backtracking instead of feeling natural. But, you know, Oda's a god, so he'll probably fit it in well. Our host makes absolutely no effort to disguise the loathing in her voice. In a town as small as this one, I can't imagine that speaking to someone as important as the mayor like that is a good idea. I mean, the mayor's her mom, though, so fair enough. Though Evelyn appears entirely unfazed. Okay, I'm noticing that the text box doesn't have that lock that I was pointing out earlier, so the lock is definitely part of the carriage. She remains in the middle of the trail, blocking her path. She and Morgan stare each other down, while Tara and I sit in painfully uncomfortable silence. Jesus Christ. After at least a minute, the mayor finally steps out of the way and heads back up the way we came.
We'll speak later.
Is she heading into the freaking forest? Is she gonna transform into the forest spirit? Jesus Christ. It's gonna hit harder later. Setting up the dominoes to knock them down? Damn, dude. Probably. I wonder what's next. We don't know what's next, like, at all. We just know that the three of them are going to different islands. Shanks is doing his own thing. Don't know if the Blackbeard fight is next. Shit. Yeah, we're kind of, like, left anticipating now. Are you hoping that the Blackbeard fight is next, or are you hoping that it's a little bit later? It's clearly a command, not a request. Because I don't think Blackbeard is going to be final boss. I feel like the dude who sat on the throne is going to be final boss. Or just like, you know, world government in general. Shanks is probably going to be somewhat before that. Maybe Luffy will fight Shanks. I don't know. It's been a while since the next destination was a mystery. Yeah, dude. Damn, I can't even anticipate, like, how are you gonna freaking do something more epic than Kaido? But I feel like maybe Blackbeard has one of the freaking road poneglyphs. If not, maybe they're gonna fight, like, Buggy and his freaking new team. I don't know, dude. I don't think fighting Buggy would be worth it, but we'll see what happens. The carriage sits immobile until the sound of Evelyn's footsteps are lost to the night. And even beyond that.
So she seems nice.
Her statement seems to snap Morgan back into the present. Morgan flicks the reins and we begin moving again. She turns around to face us looking genuinely apologetic.
I'm so sorry about that. I thought she'd at least wait until tomorrow, and I'd have some time to prepare you beforehand.
Is she your mom?
I feel Blackbeard will be next. But since he was here the whole time, I kind of want him to be final boss. I mean, originally I thought he was going to be final boss, dude. And I thought that for the same reason that you're saying, because I feel like since he was there from the beginning, they were kind of building him up to be the final boss, especially with like all the moves that he's made. I feel like it's just pieces in the puzzle to set him up to be like the perfect final boss. But the dude that sat on the throne, you know what I mean? Even though they introduced whoever that character is really late, I feel like he's gonna have like a strong sort of like world building or historical significance on top of probably having like either crazy hockey or crazy power or both. So, I don't know, man. At this point, I think Blackbeard's just gonna be a stepping stone.
Technically.
What? No way! How could you tell?
Throws a wrench into it all. What I want to know is, like, Blackbeard presumably wants to be king of the pirates, but then what? You know what I mean? Like, you find the One Piece, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, what's his real end goal? Because he's a D. So I feel like, for him, there's more meaning to what he's doing. Even though he's, like, a coward and an idiot, I feel like there's probably something to it. I feel like he has like more of a plan than just, like, I find the One Piece, that's it.
The family resemblance?
Morgan purses her lips.
Unfortunate, isn't it? Long story short, I didn't tell her that you were going to be staying here until this morning.
I like how Blackbeard is also just enemies with, like, everybody. Like, he freaking attacks, like, fellow pirates like Luffy's crew. Probably not friends with the government. Attacks the revolutionaries, even though that's, like, what's the point? What do you get out of this? He's just, like, insane. I mean, I guess for him it's clout, right? I guess that's what it's about. I'm gonna pick fights with all the big cheeses for clout. Shit. Long story short, I'm speechless, hoping that it's just a joke and the punchline fell flat. But Morgan's clearly serious. For the second time in a handful of minutes, I'm wondering what we've gotten ourselves into. I don't see him as an idiot. I feel he knows what the D is and that he's abusing it. Damn. But then that begs the question of, where did he learn about what the D is? Did he learn it from Whitebeard? From when, like, Roger told Whitebeard what it was, but then Whitebeard told Blackbeard? Like, shit. I'm curious, dude. Tara laughs, though I can tell it's forced. Oh, you know what else I was thinking? I'm gonna tell you my fan theory, because it's just a theory, so it's not a spoiler. But I was thinking, bro, that Shanks might be a celestial dragon. And the reason I'm thinking it is because I understand that he has, like, really powerful haki and all that. He's a badass. But I find it kind of weird how the government won't fuck with him. You know what I mean? Like, all the admirals see him show up all the time, and they're like, nope. And then he, like, ends the war, and everybody's cool with him ending the war. Like, Sengoku and Grandma Suru and all of them. Like, none of the government people, like, give a shit. They're like, alright, cool. We'll drop our weapons. You know what I mean? I feel like part of the reason the government doesn't fuck with Shanks is because maybe he's a celestial dragon. Just a theory. But yeah. I don't know if they did confirm that at one point. I don't remember, but it's a theory for me. Overhearing Roger and Whitebeard? Could be, man.
Well, it's no big deal, right? It's not like she runs your life.
Silence.
Right?
Eventually, Morgan nods.
Right.
Oof.
We shouldn't get into it right now, though. I'm sure you'd rather sleep tonight.
I can see Tara gathering the breath to disagree and tell Morgan that we'd love to hear all about her family issues right now, so I head her off.
Yeah, we would.
Whatever family drama it is that she's gotten us involved in, it can at least wait until I'm not about to pass out. Yo, dude, that freaking furnace out front, or that's not, I mean, maybe you wouldn't call it, yeah, I guess you call it a furnace. That shit's pretty interesting, that design. It's like very wide. I've never seen one like that. The carriage comes to a stop just a few feet away from the door. It kind of looks like a small barbecue grill. A small stone path has the snow cleared away from it and leads to a short flight of stairs. We're facing a large window, although it's dark and impossible to see into. Morgan vaults out of the carriage, nimbly landing on her feet. I think it's possible for that to be the case, though I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna place some bets on it, dude. I think it's like the government won't mess with him because he's a celestial dragon, and then nobody else will mess with him because he's OP and they have respect for him as well. I kind of feel like he has the best of both worlds. Like, everyone likes him because he's a celestial dragon, but he's a cool dude.
I'll unlock the door. Your luggage already came in too.
Because,
so
like, if
it's
Sabo
inside.
is a celestial or noble or whatever you want to call him, and he could become like a head honcho for the people, you know what I mean? For all the little peoples out there, then freaking Shanks could have been that same thing way beforehand. Tara launches herself out of the carriage just like Morgan did, and then she quickly scurries away from the patient horses, eyeing them for any sudden movements. I climb down as she stands an extremely safe distance away.
I can't carry all of this on my own, you know.
I toss her bag and she lurches to catch it, barely keeping it from landing in the snow. We stand back and watch as Morgan fiddles endlessly with the lock on the door, pushing and trying again over and over. Now that we're so close to the end, I can feel the loss of my reserves of energy rapidly draining. Bro, I know that feeling, dude. Like, you try to keep up your energy all day at work, and then you get home and you just fucking, you faint. You just let it all go. You're just like, screw it. That's a vibe.
So, what do you think?
She mutters as quietly as she can, though her timing couldn't be worse.
I think I want to go to bed.
Same as ever, then.
It's just Shanks grew up on Roger's ship. You'd think they'd try to rescue him or do something, but they were antagonistic towards his crew? Toward the red-haired pirates, you mean? I don't know, man. I mean, they wouldn't rescue him from Roger's ship, though, because, like, Roger was too OP. Like, nobody could touch him when he was in his prime, you know, when he was at his best. Even toward the end, I guess nobody could really touch him. But the antagonism, I guess, is, like, the part that throws my theory for a loop, maybe.
You know me.
Towards Roger's crew? Well, who was antagonistic towards his crew? You mean all the world government? Because how does that affect Shanks being there? Like, just because Shanks is on Roger's crew, that doesn't mean they're going to be like, oh, you got a celestial dragon? It's all good. At the end of the day, like, it's a crew that's run by someone with the will of D, you know? And someone who's a pirate, so they're still going to be against the crew. But they'll just make, like, maybe an exception for Shanks, or just no exception at all. I don't know. I think they would make an exception for Shanks still. I think the Celestial Dragons have, like a freaking guaranteed free pass. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can hang out with our enemies, do whatever the hell you want. We'll still be against them, but we won't be against you, kind of thing. Rubbing my arms, like, the Celestial Dragons can do no wrong, but that doesn't mean that we'll like your friends, you know what I mean? Rubbing my arms, I peer into the forest. Just beyond the first few lines of trees, everything fades into an inky blackness, thick and impenetrable. I shiver, not entirely because of the cold. A cool breeze rattles the empty branches as they scrape against each other, mimicking the way I'm trying to stay warm. Finally, there's a banging sound as Morgan solves the mystery of the lock and nearly falls through the door. She pokes her head back through like nothing happened.
I got it open.
The way she's like poking her head back through is like a freaking Tony Chopper moment. Like when he tries to hide but he's not hiding.
Hallelujah.
I miss those freaking moments, dude. I miss some of the old like gimmicks that haven't happened in a while. I haul my way inside and into the blessed warmth. It's been so long since we've been near a working heater. A small lamp on the side table casts a bit of light over the small room. Our luggage, as promised, is scattered haphazardly around the living room, just like home. Tara slips past me to bounce around and examine it all. Her bags hurled as carelessly as I pulled them out of the carriage.
Oh my god! Holy shit! This is so cool!
There's nothing really out of the ordinary, so I just stand there and wait for her to get it all out of her system.
Isn't this the coolest? It's like staying in a history museum.
That's the kind of thing you'd usually treat like a punishment.
Are you kidding me? I love history. We even did that whole series on the history of cryptids in the American Midwest. And I spent like 3 months on that special about Bigfoot's impact on the Great Depression.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I had never heard of the theory that FDR was a cousin of Sasquatch.
FDR is a cousin of Sasquatch? Is that like an actual like IRL theory that people have? What the hell?
To be fair, I don't think FDR did either.
Morgan laughs and I just roll my eyes. Uh-oh, uh-oh. You watching this, Saru? Tara and Morgan are hitting it off, bro. Madison's getting jealous.
I mean the kind of history that actually happened.
History is doomed to repeat itself, Mads.
I don't even respond. That whole episode felt like the plot of an awful low-budget B-movie. Instead, I crossed the living area towards a tiny hallway with a pair of identical doors.
These are the bedrooms?
That's right. They're the same size, so there's not much of a difference.
Guess I'll take this one then.
I push open the closer door. Inside, it's just 4 walls of a bed, a shelf, and a small dresser. I drop my bag on the floor and roll my suitcases in. Tara lingers in the living room, talking about the features of the cabin with Morgan. I like the bookshelf. Freaking 5-tier. Hell yeah. Suddenly I hear her yelp in pain or horror. I rush back out, knocking over my suitcase and nearly slamming into the door as I go. I half expect to see Morgan holding a bloody knife or something, but instead Tara's just holding her phone.
What happened?
A tragedy. Actually, worse, the apocalypse. Check out your phone.
I do as she says, expecting a news article or an alert or something. Oh, no Wi-Fi, I'm guessing. But there's nothing.
What? I don't have anything.
Exactly. No service out here.
I check, sure enough, she's right. There isn't the barest trace of a signal at all.
What about Wi-Fi? I assume we have that, right?
Technically.
What do you mean, technically? Oh no. I stocked up on books and downloaded a bunch of new films before we left, since I wasn't expecting to have much connection out here anyway. But I'm willing to bet the thought never even crossed Tara's mind. Good thing I packed a few books I think she'll like, too. Aw, so thoughtful. Tara glumly pockets her phone again as Morgan gives us a small smile.
Let me give you the quick tour.
I don't think it's entirely necessary, since we can see everything ourselves, but I don't stop her.
This
I mean,
is the
that's
kitchen.
true.
There's a stove and an oven. The stove is somewhat picky and doesn't always like to work.
Yo, you know what's good about where they live? Like, I was talking shit about how it seems like they're in the middle of the Hebrew Mountains and who would want to live there. But now that I think about it, you know how a lot of people complain? Like, oh, I live in a building, we have roaches. Or, oh, I live in a house that's connected to other houses, we have mice. Like, you know how a lot of people have some sort of pest problems? Like, if you're living in the freaking Arctic, there's probably none of that, dude. Like, the worst thing that'll happen out here is, like, you leave your front door open and a freaking penguin might walk in. But other than that, bro, I bet that house is clean as hell, dude.
Actually, I guess it's the same for the oven.
Don't worry, I don't know how to cook anyway.
Over here is the fireplace. I can show you how to chop firewood sometime if you'd like.
I think I might pass on that one.
This is the couch. You can also sleep on it if you'd like. It doesn't unfold into a bed or anything, but I sometimes come here and sleep on it anyway.
Bro, I used to have a phase where I used to sleep on the couch. Back then it was pretty comfortable. I don't think I could do it now, but back then it was pretty dope.
The Wi-Fi password is on a note by the phone. So is my phone number, so you can reach me anytime. Do you have any questions?
I shake my head and look at Tara, who does the same.
I think we're good. Thanks for all your help tonight, Morgan.
You're back? Bro, but I'm ending in like 5 minutes because I gotta go eat. But welcome back. Since you're here, tell us about the movie you watched. What movie did you watch, and what did you think of it? Also, I don't know if you want to watch a movie with us, but next weekend, or maybe next weekend, I don't know, sometime soon, Saru and I might watch a Ghibli film. I'm gonna stream it, Princess Mononoke, because that shit's fire. But what movie did you watch, Jacob? What'd you think of it? think we're good. Okay, they read that.
It was my pleasure. Again, I can't thank you enough for coming all the way out here. I'll be sure to make it worth your time.
Oh, you heard that? She's gonna make it worth our time. She's gonna give us some action, you know what I mean? Purple Hearts. What did you think of it? I'm gonna look it up to see what that is. I have never heard of that movie. Apparently it's a 2022 film. It has IRL people. It's not anime. It's about a musician, dude. Oh, it's a romance movie. Has 4.5 out of 5 stars. Is the chick hot? Let me spy on the chick. Sophia Carson, it says her name is. She kind of looks like... She reminds me of the girl from Riverdale that I think you said you liked. The movie got released like 3 weeks ago. It's about a marina musician. Just got back. What are you gonna have to eat? I don't know. Cause like my grandma, she usually cooks like the third meal of the day, supper. I don't know what she's making today. So her 3 things are usually rice, like white rice or red rice. Usually with beans, sometimes some meat. If it's not rice, it'll be like pasta. So it might be like pasta with ground turkey or spaghetti and meatballs, something like that. And if it's not rice or pasta, then it's my favorite, which is mashed potatoes. That's grandma's like best recipe in my book. Freaking mashed potatoes. She like mixes mayo into it, like a little bit of mayo and I think a little bit of milk maybe. And it has like this good flavor and like a nice fluffy texture. So I don't know, I'm really into that shit. And then it's like really, really dope when she does the mashed potatoes with like a freaking breaded chicken breasts or a pork chop. She hasn't done the chicken breast thing in like quite a few years because I don't know why. I think it's like a lot of steps for her to cook and prepare. So the pork chop is easier, so she usually does pork chop. I'm hoping it's mashed potatoes today, but if not, it might be rice. If it is just rice, I might order some extra food because I don't think rice alone is gonna fill me up. I'm starving, dude. But we'll see. Veronica? Hell yeah, bro. That was your waifu, right? This Sophia Carson girl kind of looks like her.
I'm sure. Can't wait to get started.
Me either. But I should probably be going for tonight. I've kept you up long enough as it is.
She heads out the front door waving goodbye.
Night, Morgan. Thanks again.
Good night.
Through the large window, we can see how she starts to make her way down the path.
I'm gonna go to bed too.
Yeah, same.
We switch off the lamp as we head to our respective rooms. Sarah grabs her bags from the floor where she tossed them.
Alright, see you in the morning then?
Yeah.
I shut the door behind me and she does the same. I sway like a zombie as I stalk towards my bed. It takes the last of my strength to dig my pajamas out of my suitcase and change. There's a window here that looks straight out into the forest. The first thing I do is pull the curtain shut. Crawling to bed, I face away from the window and pull the blanket up to my chin. It's heavy and warm, and I wrap it around myself like a burrito. The bed is firmer than I'm used to, and the pillow thinner. There are like 3 other blankets, though, so I ball one of them up and use it as a second pillow. Yeah, I do that sometimes. As I try to get comfortable, my thoughts start to drift off. A detached part of me is glad that the timing worked out well enough to avoid jet lag, and in all, aside from the Wi-Fi, this is pretty nice as far as accommodations go, especially since we're not paying for it. Seems strange that Morgan would come all the way out here just to take naps sometimes, but I can already tell that most of what Morgan does would be considered strange. Strange but harmless, I don't mind. But when I think of her mom, the mayor, a chill runs down my spine and I bundle myself even more tightly in the blankets. I should give her a second chance though, especially if she didn't have any warning about our arrival. It stands to reason that she'd be annoyed at Morgan renting out her family's cabin like that. I haven't had like Mexican food in a while. Like the last time I had Mexican food was probably like March. It's been like 5 months because I was eating like grilled chicken tacos and steak tacos back in March. But I haven't had like a burrito in... I was eating tacos in March. So I haven't had a burrito in like... Actually, you know what? It hasn't been that long. It's probably been like a half a year since I've had a burrito. I thought it was longer, but it's probably only been like a half a year. Nice, remind me, when do we play Multiverses? So I'm gonna aim for Saturday. And it might be like around 1 a.m. in your time zone. I don't know. Like around midnight or 1 a.m. Hopefully that's not too late. I know you usually stay up a little bit later than that, so I think that'll work. But let me know. Keep me posted. But it's definitely going to be Saturday. I'm going to aim for Saturday for sure. I'll just be extra polite to her next time we meet. Hopefully it isn't an interrogation like Morgan said. That was probably just her being dramatic. I yawn, wishing sleep would come faster. I expected to be out before my head even hit the pillow. Not lying here with my thoughts racing. I try to block out everything and focus on my breathing. In, out, in, out, in. A loud tap, tap, tap on the window cuts through the silence. My heart leaps to my throat as I bolt upright in bed. I get tangled on the blanket, scrambling to haul them off me. With one hand, I desperately feel for my glasses nearby. I finally find them and shove them onto my face, nearly jabbing my eye out. With horror, I look to the window. The one that made me uncomfortable from the start. It's Morgan. Oh my god, it's Morgan! The horror! Lantern in hand, fist raised against the glass. Alright, guys. I think this is where we're gonna leave off for this horror. 1 a.m. is perfect. Okay, cool. So I think that's what we'll aim for. More or less like 1 a.m. time. And then... Hell yeah. So I guess technically it'll be Sunday for you already. Like Sunday 1 a.m. And it'll be Saturday for other parts of the world. For all the Americas. All the rest of the tournament competitors. Your buddy Sunset is going to be part of the tournament. I'm going to be there. So there'll be a few people you know. And then you'll get to meet a few new people. And I think everybody will have a good time. Whoever wins will get one of the highest roles in the Discord. Above the Cafe VIP Lounge people. So you'll probably be... like... right below Ebel. Because right now I think Ebel is like the number 2 guy. You might be like the number 3 guy if you win. But yeah. Everybody's in the tournament for the clout and for the fun. Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll see you guys again tomorrow. So tomorrow around the same, basically the same time more or less that I started stream today. We're gonna go with doing the Genshin stream. Hopefully 200 rolls for Yoimiya. Around 160 rolls for sure. And then the rest of the rolls will depend on how many new subs I get. But either way, we're gonna roll for her character. We're gonna roll for her weapon. Hopefully get both. And yeah, dudes, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna probably do 1v1s. That way the tournament doesn't like end too quickly. Because we don't have a lot of people. We only have 8 people. So I think it'll give us a nice, healthier length if we do 1v1s. So that's what we'll do. And then after we have a winner and the tournament is over, we could do 2v2s like just for fun. But for the tournament rankings, we're going to stick with 1v1. But alright, guys. Adios. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for lurking. Hope to see you all again tomorrow. Take it easy. Eat well. Sleep well.